A high-tech version of tagine today. We're starting out with an Instant Pot. We have our onions in here that are sauteing in oil, and we're adding our lean meat to it. Adding our fresh cilantro to the meat and onions that have been sauteing in our Instant Pot. We're adding our spices. We're adding some black pepper. We're adding smoked paprika to our meat mixture.
Yes.
And finally, it looks like some salt. Mixture combination of turmeric and ginger that's being added as our final spice. Whole cinnamon bark, and you can see this is au natural, and she's adding this to the mixture as well, and the cinnamon will give it a really special flavor. Here we have some precious saffron, which is a very expensive and exotic spice, and you are being very generous with that. And saffron has to be activated, so it's placed into some water. This is a cup and a half of water, and that's probably about $20 worth of saffron right there.
Cold water.
Cold water. Now we're adding our 1.5 cups of water that's been infused with saffron that's been soaking for a while. We did not add all of it. We added about 1/3 of it. So now we're setting our Instant Pot for 20 minutes.
Yes.
And it's on what setting?
Meat.
We are melting 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to saute our blanched fresh almonds in the melted butter. Over here, we're sauteing our red onions also for the tagine. Blanched almonds are turning a golden brown, and they are literally swimming in foaming butter. Starting to make our sauce for the tagine, and we are taking some dried prunes, putting them in a pot. Now we're adding 5 tablespoons of sugar to our dried prunes. Now we're adding water.
1.5 cup.
Cinnamon to our prune and sugar mixture.
Yes.
We're sort of making a syrup that's going to have a flavor of cinnamon. Our prunes are simmering away. The prunes are ready. You can see there's a nice rich syrup. We're sauteing a bunch of red onions. This is for the tagine. Onions are starting to turn color. They're getting a little more translucent. Here the onions are ready too. They've cooked down, they're caramelized, they're wilted, and they're pretty translucent. Some vegetable oil to the butter for the rice. Melted. You're going to add your rice, which has been washed. This is Calrose rice. It has not been soaked, just washed and drained.
Yeah. Make the kids also.
Some salt to our rice. We have about 6 cups of rice here. You ordinarily would not be cooking that much at home. Water that's been infused with saffron. Okay. We started out with 6 cups of rice and 8 cups of water, and you could see the little saffron fronds floating on the top of the rice and water mixture. This will add a really beautiful shade of a golden yellow to our rice. Now we are covering it. Added the saffron infused water to the rice. We cover it. We lower the temperature to medium, and we're going to cook it now on medium for about 7 to 10 minutes. Now the best part, we are layering the tagine on top of the saffron infused rice. You can still see that little cinnamon bark there, piece of cinnamon bark. And then we have the other ingredients here that will be topping this. We've got the prunes that have been stewed. We have the almonds that were swimming in butter, the blanched almonds. And then these are red onions that were caramelized and cooked down in butter. So we're topping our tagine with caramelized red onions that have been cooking for a very long time in tons of butter. So you know the flavor is going to be out of this world. Adding the stewed prunes that are in their own syrup. They were cooked with cinnamon and sugar. Now we're adding the blanched almonds that were swimming in tons of butter. What a beautiful presentation.